Oh, baby, what's going on, peeps? Welcome back to more esports talk. Hope you guys are all enjoying your mornings, evenings, afternoons, wherever you are around the world, and welcome back to the show, folks. It's a blessing to be able to talk to you guys, talk to you through a lens. Sometimes I feel crazy doing so, but yes, we're going to be talking about a crazy story out there and complete speculation as to what could be maybe a future Ninja team. We actually talked about this past weekend, Ninja being a total gamer, okay? If you guys do not know, he has been competing at a higher level. I would not say, close to the tier 1 level of competitive Valorant, but he's actually been heavily focusing on Valorant with a roster that has continued to make several changes, and one of those changes has now not just been for players, but the team name they play by. This past weekend, a Renegades Invitational, where yes, eventually losing out pretty early on was that roster, but still, taking a win away from a team like Renegades, they did compete, and they did actually get their name out there a bit more. It's always fun to see some of these creators and a guy like Ninja compete against some very notable names that were there. They did about as well as I think a lot of people would expect, and they were massive underdogs. What was noticed, though, is they have now gone by a team name known as Time In. I'm not saying this logo is anything great, anything grand, or anything promising as to what could be a future team for Ninja, but it is a bit particular and kind of draws the thought of could that be the next move for a guy like Ninja. And in case you guys don't know, Time In is actually his motto, his slogan for his Adidas line and his merch drop or clothing brand, whichever you do want to actually, kind of label it as. And it's been known as put the time in, right? Put those hours in. I believe even on his first shoe, I think the amount of hours that he put in is somehow worked into that of what he calls time in. So a team playing by that, it does make you wonder, okay? And again, stick with me, guys. It's a talk show, complete speculation, because it is something I would love to see. It could Ninja have a next move be a team known as Time In, or someone playing under that slogan or motto? Certainly it could be a future possibility. My reasoning as to why is we have seen a lot of these top figures out there, especially a guy like Dr. Disrespect and Ninja, keep on making these gigantic progressive moves forward when it comes time for branching out into esports, gaming, entertainment, possibly Hollywood. We have seen them certainly keep on branching out in the same realm of things. Whether it be clothing lines or merch drops, whether it be the fact they both get involved in music. Doc now has an album underway and more songs coming. Ninja had the Ninja Works album, whether it be a book deal. Both of these guys also dropping books. They also want to be involved in Hollywood or movies, potential comic books around that same area. They want to be those kind of figures. So who's to say maybe, alongside all of these sports talent we've talked about in the past week and a half alone, David Beckham, Sergio Aguero, Juju Schuster, all of these athletes and stars out there are starting their own orgs or teams. Who's to say that a top creator could not do the same thing? And maybe Ninja has a small team called Time In. I know it might be a bit of a far-fetched. Do I think it's going to happen? Most likely not. Could it happen? Yeah. And if it did, it'd be pretty freaking cool, huh? What do you guys... Do I sound crazy? But either way, besides that, leading into our second story as well, something I wanted to talk about that I think at least a few of you guys were probably thinking. Last week we talked about formerly, it seems maybe former FaZe member, investor, ambassador. His position, I am actually not fully clarified on what it was, but certainly tied to FaZe, was Juju Smith-Schuster, a Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver who has now started his own esports team as of last week, known as Team Diverge, and already announced their first talent. It left a few people wondering, what does that mean for his ties with FaZe Clan? In case you guys do not know what is a conflict of interest, typically you don't see someone financially tied or tied at all to one esports organization and then a part of a different esports organization or team, right? You don't ever see a G2 player also playing for FaZe Clan, right? It creates a conflict of interest, especially if by some odd chance those organizations or teams ever compete against each other. That is where the issue does lie. I'm not saying there ever would be an issue with that conflict, but typically you don't see owners, partaking, or at least someone tied to multiple esports teams or organizations, leaving a lot of people wondering, has Juju actually left FaZe Clan? As to which I'm going to go out there and say, I believe he has. I cannot fully confirm that to you guys, but certainly the answer to that question is something people do want, and maybe this will provoke some sort of response as to what the future of Juju Smith-Schuster will be. Will it be with FaZe Clan, or will it be fully focused on his brand new team known as Team Diverge? Until next time, though, you guys know what to do, all right? Take a sip for me, take some coffee, take some water, think about that ninja theory for me, all right? And maybe type out a comment down below. I'd appreciate to read it. Until next time, take care. I'll see you back here sometime soon.